Are you black? Are you educated? Are you broke? Not alone. Woo! Yeah. Now this how you start a show. Just like this. You feeling me? Okay. Yeah. Pen and paper with a custom flow. When you're blessed like this, you supposed to blow. When it feel this right, now you can't go wrong. Cause we black, educated, and broke. But not for long. Not for long. Not for long. Not for long. Not for long.
4, 3, 2, 1, shot.
You know, actually, that wasn't that bad that time. I don't know, maybe it was a little bit more believable. I think you did better that take than the first one.
You know, sometimes they say the third time's a charm.
You know what? That's what happened.
That's probably what it is.
That was only the second. Don't do that.
It was actually the third. You recorded one, you did it again, it didn't work, and then you just did it again.
Yeah, Mister, who actually supposed to have taught us how to work the damn board, and you over there struggling, bro. What's happening?
Actually, Q is Mr. Board, man. I'm over here, you know, making it light on him today. Somebody need to say thank you with y'all.
I was going to say you was doing a good job, but you're not making it light on me because we were teaching you how to pick up other responsibilities.
Period, poo.
Yeah, man, I'm just trying to do my little part, man. Trying to earn my little...
You're doing your thing. I ain't going to lie, man. Randy, what's up?
Listen, I am just so excited. God has been so good. I told you I finally went to the doctor, right, to get this hearing situation.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm just so excited because we are one step closer to me not being so damn deaf.
Okay.
So y'all know this, right? I've been struggling with my hearing, child, like all my life. Hence why I talk loudly, yeah. And so,
That ain't right.
excuse you, not too much. Thank you so much. Back to storytelling. And so, like, I have, like, a lot of fluid behind the ear is what my main issue is. And this damn Georgia, I found out I'm allergic to all the shit out here. You know, being from Dallas, Texas. Yeah, all of these trees and it's been messing it up, and that's why my hearing has gotten worse. So now we're starting a treatment plan. Gonna get on allergy shots, and we're gonna do some draining of the sinuses, and I'm gonna be back at 100%, and I'm excited.
Congratulations on that.
Huh?
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Right, that's major, right?
Because as a person who used to live in Dallas, I used to get like 3 sinus infections every year, right?
Really?
And I always thought I had the flu, but when I moved here, I got no sinus infections. So it's kind of almost like it's like reverse polarities.
How does that even happen for you?
I don't even know. And y'all got, I never seen pollen until I moved here.
Never.
That green stuff.
I didn't know it was yellow. I went outside one day, I said,
Oh,
what
yeah,
is
it was
this on my car? Why is everything yellow? Oh, that's pollen. That's what?
It was tracking in the house on the carpet. I was
everywhere,
like, oh,
boy.
no.
Don't touch it. You
I
sneeze
thought it
for
was
3
St.
days.
Patty's Day stripper glitter. And I saw it in my car, and I was like, oh, it's pollen. Don't
I
smell
probably
that.
tried to lick it if I knew that was the case.
Okay, you know what, sir? We have guests. Calm down.
All right, my bad. I thought, you know, with the person that we have in the studio today, I could really, you know, let loose.
You really could.
I'm here for all the shenanigans. Here for it all.
That's what I'm talking about, man. If you don't recognize this voice, you
What's
know,
wrong with
maybe you
Where you
live
been
in
the last
another
10
market.
years?
Maybe you've never watched Dish Nation. Maybe
Dish
you've never
Nation.
listened to Rickey Smiley Morning Show or The Morning Hustle. But please, can we get a smooth and loud round of applause for Mr. HeadKrack? That was fire, man. Welcome. When we saw you almost a year ago, I don't know if you remember.
Yes.
You may remember, because when you walked in, you recognized my face. That warm.
You know what? Yeah, go ahead. Keep telling the story, because
saw
he
you-
tried me.
We saw no, because we're gonna get into that too. We saw you at Shaq's birthday party.
Yes, Shaq
Yeah. And
Sneaker ball.
You did say that you would come through, and you've kept your word. You know, timing is everything, and this has worked out. I'm glad to see you, my brother.
It's crazy that it took an entire year, because living in Atlanta, waiting a year to like make good on something, that's a gamble. You might get shot and killed leaving anywhere. And it's almost like y'all waited a year to the day.
They don't understand how dangerous it is in Atlanta.
Yo, when I first moved out here, I used to I was staying in a hotel while I was figuring out where I was gonna live, right?
Yeah.
And I would wake up every morning and watch the news just to see what was going on. And it was like, I don't want to leave my hotel. Like it was almost laughable amounts of crime going on in the city. Like, oh, decapitated head was found in Piedmont Park today.
Real talk.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, Atlanta is not a real place. And if you visit, you be like, okay, I had a good time. But to actually live here is completely different. I don't know if you ever watched the show Atlanta.
Of course.
to live here and watch the show is to absolutely understand everything that goes on in that episode. Like one of my favorites, when they got lost in the parking lot in Atlantic Station.
Yo!
Listen, that is so true. You legit will get lost in it because it's so big and everything looks the exact same.
Yeah, I have to park at the exact same place every time I go to Atlantic Station just to not lose my car in Atlantic Station.
I'm the same way. And I always think I'm parking in one place to walk up the stairs to go to like the Angry Crab Shack, but I always unintentionally park on the opposite side and I end up walking like a mile. Like, damn it, I said next time I wasn't gonna forget.
I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I take pictures of the little numbers on the thing.
See,
like,
that's a man who don't want to be lost.
That's a man who had to write down phone numbers and ask, can I use the phone? When
I ain't gotta do around like that.
First of all, I'm the oldest. I ain't got no sisters home, boy. So they had to ask me.
All right, that flew over his head. We're not gonna sit on that. Randy was making
like
a joke.
there's so much deeper into that. Like, oh God, what happened?
He ate her in the womb. That's what happened.
I'm the last remaining triplet.
Only the strong survive.
Only the strong survive. That's so funny.
But yes, as we were saying, we were bringing it up, right? Because, Q tried to play me.
That's the cat.
So, HeadKrack, the first time we met was at the Black Media Mixer, right? So, it's not really the first. We'll just go as that's the first that you may recollect, right? But then we had saw you at Shaq's 51st, and Q tried to act like he didn't even know who you was. I'm like, yes, he did.
No.
And he said you'd act like you didn't know who I was. And I'm like, of course.
Oh, actually.
Very guilty face.
She did. Okay. You did act like you did remember. I'm not saying that you did or you didn't. But Randy tried to make it seem like she knew you from Dallas.
Oh, okay. I never said that.
That's the conversation. We was talking about Dallas.
So let me tell you a little something about me. A lot of times when pretty women talk to me, I'm like, why are they talking to me? You don't know who I am. And so usually I get taken back. Like, oh, wow, you know who I am? That's crazy. And especially too, like, whether like I did something different with my beard. I think that night I was wearing like a sequin jacket.
You were.
Yes.
It was
You
blue.
had something on your head, didn't you?
Probably some level of a turban or something. I don't even know. I don't even know. But the thing is, like, so like it wasn't that I didn't know you because like sometimes you gotta remember where you know people from.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's what it was.
And so it takes me a little bit of time to process. So I can be socially awkward in that regard sometimes. But first off, it starts off with, why is she talking to me? And then, because you know me from something.
Yes.
I'm still not used to being known for things.
Why? How the heck? You've been doing this for years, man. Cut it out.
Because I just never assume.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think when you walk, I've never had to have that out loud, do you know who I am? Conversation because I just assume that people don't. But I'd be happy when they do.
Oh, you be happy.
That's real though. Because, and
Hearts.
I don't want to use the word humble. We have a family show attendee. He's like a mentor, you would say, Daniel Dickey. And
He know Daniel.
Oh yeah, of course.
I saw him a couple nights ago at a mayor, the thing for the mayor.
And he always talks about look up the word humble and why you shouldn't use it. But to your statement to what you were saying, like some people do get the big head when they've got notoriety. And it's like you're out and you should know who I am, but that's not always, the case. And it's not cool. Like,
It ain't.
if you made it, it's your job to reach back and bring somebody
Absolutely.
with you, for one, and to remain relaxed. Like, we're all people. Like, be cool with it. If you're going to be famous and be cool. I met some cool, famous people.
Absolutely.
Except for Loretta Devine. She didn't like me.
She wasn't cool.
She's so cool, sweet.
She didn't offer you candy out of her titty or nothing like that? No?
No, that's the one person I was like, oh, damn. And this was in college. We were at the...
He'll never let that go.
I will never let it go. So every homecoming, we have a gala. Okay. And we bring in a celebrity of some sort. And I was working with our broadcast department, recording the gala. And I think I went up to talk to her about something to ask her to kind of say something on the mic. And she gave me one of them, not right now. But my LB, who wasn't my LB at the time, she looked at him and was like, you remind me of my nephew. How are you this evening? And gave him everything that I had just asked her for. But I still love her. Like, of course, I still support her, but that's just one thing I always remember.
They said never meet your idols.
Yeah, that's not really. I want to be Beyonce, but then I'm slick like, nah. Like, what if I feel like it's not everything I dreamed of anymore? So.
It happens. I'm gonna leave this rapper name out of it, but this is a rapper who I love phenomenally, right? And in my head, he's one of the smartest people in the world. And when I met him, he was not. And I was so disappointed. Because I was having to explain something to him that just seemed like somebody of his stature would understand, right? About like the legal system and rights that you have as a human being. Right. It was something really basic. And he's like,
No.
word, I could do that?
Oh.
And I'm like, yeah. And I was like, I just thought this is something he would have known. But, you know, you live and you learn, and I'm glad you still, you don't hold no ill regard for.
But he brings it up still, so there's still some bitterness there.
They said forgive but don't forget, right?
They
That's
probably
no
don't
ill
bring
will.
up.
If that was the case, Randy, I would be at you every day.
I always feel the energy.
You are.
This is my like
You are.
So HeadKrack, me and Randy
You
have
are,
known
yes,
each other
thank you.
so long that it's kind of second nature. Like, did you watch Martin? Of course you watched Martin. It's like Pam and Martin. It's all the love in the world.
Whatever.
But when we see each other, it just might be some kind of smoke, but it's never the level of smoke of the disrespect.
Have y'all got accidentally married yet, like Pam and Martin?
Hell no, we didn't. Luckily, Leon Lonnie Love was not any part of this.
But I want to go back to something that you were saying, like, you know, you never really considered yourself like a celebrity. And so I think about just, again, from Dallas, I feel like Rickey Smiley Morning Show, I feel like that was 2004-ish when you guys were, I know when he got on, right?
Better memory than I do, yeah. It was about
Yeah, because I was in high school. I was like 11th, 12th grade, and I just was like listening. At first, I was like, I was blown away that somebody who, again, I'm in high school, like, he don't even sound like he from Texas. Why he on Dallas radio when I heard you? But then, you was so funny. And then when I realized that you could freestyle off the, like, they would name something, you start freestyling, I became a fan. So when I'm talking about, like, oh, HeadKrack, I was like, okay. I'm like, no, HeadKrack was, I know from Dallas. Like, I know HeadKrack, and I think that's why he was like, feel like, oh, you met him. But I feel like, you know, we was like Kendrick Souls because I had listened all the time, and I feel like I did know you.
Now they're
Yeah, I love winning people over because I think when people like you instantly, it can fade.
Yes.
You have to sometimes give people a reason to rock with you.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it may take a minute. Sometimes it may never happen. But I'd rather like convert people who didn't know into like, yo, oh wow, he wasn't what I thought he was.
No, yeah.
Because people are always quick to like
That's real.
prejudge or like think they know everything about somebody or quick to dispatch somebody without like, you know, giving them a second. So I'm glad I was given the time to be able to.
New York was all right because it was a little hesitant, but then I was like, you was smarter, you knew stuff. I'm like, oh, he kind of smart. Okay, he knows some shit. And even though he can be kind of like an asshole, he's still like cool and friendly with it. Like, all right, this guy. Okay,
I call it
all
speaking in italics. I think you can say
I like
whatever
that.
you want, as long as you speak in italics.
Then it confuses them. Like, to me, it's fun because I get that a lot. Like, people will see me in my demeanor and be like, damn, he's mean or he's an asshole, which I can be at times. Everybody has
Very
that.
much so, sir.
Oh, but y'all starting? Okay. So that is something, you know, relatable, and it'd be like, damn, I'm not like that. Like, just rock with me. You'll see that I'm a cool person, and we can, you know, we can hang out, we can chill. Like, ain't
You
no
just
big
get
deal.
used to him being an
That's it.
asshole.
You just get used to it, baby. That's it.
All I heard was, I love you.
Everybody just has their own different way of like sharing it, expressing it.
Absolutely. It's all love, I promise. I'll feed you.
Yo, that's my love language too.
Yeah.
Like if I rock with you, like I'm gonna make sure you eat. Like we gonna do some fat stuff.
We gonna eat.
Like
So okay, so you don't rock with us while we ain't got no food? Is that what happened?
this is the second time we've
does
talked
that
for
matter?
more than 8 minutes. Like, give us time. Like, you know, we'll be somewhere like, you know, doing something with a spoon and fork. In no
Soon,
time.
right?
Yeah, like
Jeez, right?
nah, I love to eat.
Yo, big foodie. That's one thing that now you being in Texas for a little bit when you was there, like the food here is cool, but I'm like, this Tex-Mex, this Mexican food here,
Oh, no.
it's not
Oh,
it.
Oh, if you want to start a food war, like yo, you could
Talk about the food in Atlanta.
Man, listen.
Listen.
So when I first got here, and I spent my first probably year being in Atlanta, complaining in my head about the things that Atlanta didn't have that Dallas had. Like, where's Taco Bueno at?
Okay.
Why is there only one Taco Cabana in there? Why is it by that strip
Where's
club?
Whataburger?
Tacos too.
Torchy's, that's my son you hear in the background. Like Torchy's Tacos was also a place that I missed
I've
too.
heard of
Oh,
And we
God.
almost got Torchy's
Listen.
here,
We
but the pandemic stopped it.
Are you for real?
We ended
I've
up
been
getting
waiting on them. I ain't gonna lie
They
to
so
you. I
fine.
see y'all talk about Torchies, and I be like, the gas station? Oh, yeah, I need to find this place.
It's banging. We got the McDowell's version, like Velvet Taco ended up like popping up a bunch, but it's not the same.
It's not.
Velvet is cool, but they ain't Torchies.
I got it. I got to, man. A good taco is something of, like, it's almost like a good steak. When you put it all together with it, oh, listen. Oh, my gosh, don't get me started.
And then when you talk about Tex-Mex tacos, especially like living in Texas and like, cause like people from California, their tacos are made of like corn tortillas, and they sprinkle the meat in like marijuana,
Just a little bit on
just a
there.
little
Onion,
bit.
some cilantro, yeah.
But it's real
Put
light.
the onion, and then like here's a taco. No, in Texas, yo, they giving you pretty much a baby burrito.
Yes.
They're putting lettuce, tomato, cheese, sour cream,
Oh,
various sauces, and really slutting it out. And the same thing with Torchy's Taco, they just raised the bar and added
so
premium ingredients. And so when you come here, they got a couple like Super Rica. You been there?
No.
Hey, yo.
I've heard of it, but I thought it was.
It's like 3 of them here, ain't it?
Yeah.
So it is worth it.
Super Rica's the best.
For real?
Okay, I'm going.
If
I gotta find it.
All right.
to me,
I
they
know 2 of them.
stand hand in hand with Papazitos.
Word.
Papacito.
That's the same
That's,
as Papa
that's
Papa
I know,
Do's.
we got,
One of
yeah,
the
but
Mexican
see,
versions.
that's to me, it's all right. It's overpriced, but anyway.
Well, Papa Do's?
No, Papacito.
Oh, Papa
I mean,
Do's.
they charging you premium prices for those chips that have the exact same granules of salt on
Hold
every
on, wait. What did you repeat? What you just said
Repeat what I just said.
about Papacitos? What you say?
Oh, it's overpriced.
You gonna do? Shy, you gonna take her somewhere and she gonna complain about it?
Listen, I didn't say he took me
Ungrateful.
there. I just it's overpriced.
So that's what we go. That's gonna be our. We're gonna go to Super Rica.
Say less.
We're gonna go to Super
I'm
Rica.
in there.
Bro, and let me
I'm in there.
tell you the
All
cheat
right.
code, and I'm gonna tell you this early because it took me 19 trips to realize this. Super Rica quietly has one of the best hamburgers in the city.
Really?
All right, let's do it. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
they're not 100% a taco place.
Okay.
They're a Mexican restaurant.
Mexico. Oh, okay. There's
They
the
make the best veggie fajitas that I've ever
I
had.
don't need I need the meat.
I don't eat
That's
them.
what she said.
However, they use the same vegetables Adam and Eve got in trouble over.
Oh,
I
now that
need
makes me
Yeah,
excited.
That means that'll change your life. That's all I heard.
Literally.
Life-changing
I
vegetables.
heard it's gonna get somebody naked. That's what I heard.
Listen, you keep your clothes on, please, sir.
But yo, it took me like 19 trips to Super Rica to realize they had hamburgers. Because like, one day my wifey brought it up. He's like, yo, you want to go to Super Rica? It's like, only if I could either get a burrito or a hamburger. Knowing damn well they probably have burritos, but there was no way they had a hamburger. We go inside to find out that they don't make burritos, but they did have a hamburger. Yo, and it come with these French fries, right? That are like, they look like rifle bullets. They just long and
2,
they
2, 3 fries. I
That's the
need that.
visuals for me.
them fries are thumps, like they're big, right? And there's no way you can finish all of the fries and your hamburger unless you're trying to check out early.
Okay, or I got the munchies.
That too, yeah. And they're top notch, man. Like hopefully they never change distributors or where they get their
I
meat
never
from.
did that. Okay, I'm trying.
This whole segment's brought to you by Super Rica.
Okay, period. Free promo. Cut us a
It'd be a
check.
place like, so if you were home, like if you went to the bodega and got something to eat, it would be hand in hand, or would you put one over the other?
It's two different experiences.
Is it? Okay.
Cause like when you
Talk to me, because I've never been in New York, but I hear a lot about the bodegas and going in and getting your food the Aki way and all these different things.
So it graduated over time. So when I was growing up, you would go, I was more of like a $1.50 sliced pizza kid, right? Or you also could go to the same spot and go and get like a beef patty with the cheese. But then as the bodegas started becoming more of a one-stop shop for people, you know, they always would make you a sandwich. Always. That was regular.
Okay.
However, they started adding a juice bar to the bodegas.
Okay.
Then they started bringing in the chopped cheese, and then all of the fettuccine. Depending where you go, like different bodegas offer more things. But I went to Manhattan. Well, I went to go do the Wendy Williams show a couple years ago. I stayed across the street from a bodega, and for the 2 days and change I was there, I only ate bodega food.
It was that good.
Because they make everything you want. Like if you want to go light in the morning, they'll go make you a juice and they'll make it right in front of you. And if you want to get a sandwich, they will make and press that sandwich right in front of you. All the chicken patties look the same level of crispy and fried and crunchiness to it. I took my son, we went to New York for like the different hip hop 50 stuff.
Okay.
And he got a gyro right in front of a bodega. It's bodega adjacent, but like even the street corner dudes making food, it just hit different, you know.
Can you say that word again? What is it? So how did the correct way to pronounce it?
Gyro.
Gyro.
Most of my life I'm saying gyro.
But I want to know the correct way. Yes. Yes, sir.
The only way I see correct is gyro.
Gyro. You better get me together, young
like
man.
it.
Gyro.
Can't miss
And
on
now
the
we
Greek
know.
food.
I
Thank
pay
you,
a lot
sir.
of money for them.
Gotta have lamb.
Almond milk is expensive and so is this school.
But look, that made me think about the headline when he just said that about Wendy Williams. Go ahead, Q, you're going to bring up some things on that.
Yeah, we were going to talk about Wendy, and she has that. Well, she doesn't, but they're doing that documentary on her right now about where is Wendy Williams. And I think we were just curious. Like, we know Wendy from when she was at her apex, even starting up. She is the first to me. She's the first Shade Room, neighborhood talk. Absolutely. Before that, there was nobody really had the gossip like that and bringing the facts. And to see her come from the radio into television and then to where she is now, like, it's heartbreaking for the culture because we grew up on radio and we know Wendy Williams in the radio. But just to see her now, and they say she's battling from dementia,
frontal lobia dementia. Yeah.
Even though they said she's getting better, but then I seen today she's suffering from lymphedema.
Yeah, that was before they even came out with the the diagnosis for the other thing.
Okay. Yeah. So we're working with her. How long ago was this?
I did a show. I guess it was like 2022.
Okay.
And the crazy thing is, like similar to y'all, I grew up listening to Wendy Williams in different ways. So she used to be on WBLS in New York, and she had that afternoon drive when she was really, really killing it. And from the time she would be on to the time she would get off, she just had radio on lock. She didn't really have to play a lot of music. You would just listen to her talk as you sat in traffic in New York City. And to see her leave that situation and then pop off and do the TV thing and conquer that at a certain level is just dope to see. Absolutely. A person of color achieve all those things that usually was reserved for white people. Because they used to always thought Howard Stern is the king of all media. I mean, whatever. He's also mildly racist.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? He gets away with a lot of things that he gets away with because of the protection of his color. You know what I mean? But to see one of us kind of bulldoze the door and do it our own way, it was dope. But watching the documentary to see someone who's even at the highest of the highs have a hard time getting through, not only because of the business being built the way it is, but because you physically and mentally are unable to do it, it sucks.
It does.
It really. Did you see all 4 episodes?
I have not watched it.
Yo. So, I don't know if y'all know, and I haven't really talked about this in too many platforms, or no platforms for that matter, but there was a period in time on her show, she was kind of flirting with me, and I'm not on the set by any means. She's flirting with me on the show. And as a person who grew up as a young kid in New York, to me, Wendy Williams was like a tall baddie. Even when people was she was like a man. I never understood what people were seeing because in my mind I see Wendy Williams on from the billboards in New York. Even when she was on Hot 97 and had the ads in the subway, I'm like, man, that one's climbing that tall tree.
Absolutely.
Wasn't she in one of the biggest videos, the Junior Mafia video? She did a little cameo. She didn't say that she was in one.
It's very possible.
Yeah, it's definitely possible.
Because the only time I remember, because back then.
Because I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because we didn't have the internet. Because it wasn't really a thing, so you didn't really get a chance to see what radio people look like unless they had ads in the subway or they popped up on TV. And I remember one time she was on Martin, and she had a little, because they had an episode where Martin was at a radio convention, and she was one of the
people. She's in the background.
Yeah, and I'm like, I see. She was hard to miss. So then when she finally got on TV and people was flaming her, you know how you have your little guilty little sex pleasure, you just gotta keep it to yourself. I don't know what y'all talking about. So to get flirted with by somebody who you had a crush on, when you was a kid, is
hey, stop playing with me.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
So white people understand. It's hey.
Listen. Hey, I guarantee, had you conquered that and, being at a younger age, they wouldn't understand then, but as they got older, they're like, okay, I remember my boy, he did. It makes sense.
Yeah, sometimes
it's understandable.
Sometimes you smash people not for who they are, but for who they were.
Yeah, exactly. Is that it?
Exactly.
Yeah, if you hit Madonna, you don't gotta tell people when.
Right.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, my man, that's my man. Remember the guy I told you about who hit Madonna?
Oh my God.
No, that's funny because I'm looking for an animator. I probably have 30 stories of things that's happened to me in my lifetime that I want animated because they've been funny. And the way you said you don't hit people for who they are but for who they were, when I opened the door and I was like, this is not who I saw 2 years ago. But got to see it through one more.
For the culture.
For the culture, you got to.
What kind of family? Let's go.
You, man.
And you know, and the crazy thing, so like through all of that, right, when all that stuff was going on, like one day, because like we were playing weird phone tag, right? And one day I called her, and the conversation that we had was so bizarre that you ever like when you hang up the phone, you like just stare at it. Like, what was that? That was weird. Okay. And I never spoke of it again, right? And then when I watched the documentary and you find out what was going on, it's like, oh. So for the girl that I had a crush on as a kid, for her to like me, she gotta have dementia.
Damn. No, straight up.
However, I ended up being a guest on her show, like, you know, like a few months after, but
it's different.
It was different.
Yeah.
It was different. But I root for her so strong because she means so much to a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. And it's crazy the amount of people that you see popping up with dementia.
Yes.
Like, what's going on to where this threshold?
Because Bruce Willis.
Man, yep.
Yeah, it hit Bruce Willis like a storm.
Like, it's so unexpected.
He's like nonverbal now. It's bad. Like,
That's what I heard.
Bruce might not make it through.
Oh, no,
I don't want to say that,
Yeah.
but it's bad like that. Like, it's the food. I'm telling you. Because think about it. When I look at pictures from like the 60s, 70s, 50s, everybody was so slim. Everybody. Even if you had 11 kids, mama was still slim.
You're right on that.
But the food didn't change. What it is, it's the high fructose corn syrup.
That's a large
in
part.
Everything. If you buy it and it's got any kind of sugar, it's got that, and that replaced a lot of the cane sugar, including them shooting up the meat with different things for preservatives. A lot of that is just not responding to our bodies because we're not supposed to be consuming those additives that they put in it.
Especially at the high volume in which we consume it. Especially like when you look at sweets. You used to get cake because we're celebrating something.
Yeah.
I know people who eat cake every day. Every day.
Every day.
And then also too, the drugs.
Drugs.
The drug, because like you're talking about a culture that really glamorized cocaine in the late 70s, early 80s.
They kept them skinny too.
Huh?
They kept them skinny too.
That was good. But then when you go from cocaine to crack, and you're starting to see a lot of people who were like, was recreationally smoking crack back in the day, having heart attacks now. People of a certain, and it seems like everybody hitting these different mile markers and they checking out early because of the things that they did years ago. Yeah. Not things that they continue to do now. Like some people kicked it, but you do damage that is irreparable. And then when you and one of the biggest triggers I think that they said in the documentary about Wendy's dementia was her continued drinking. So you have the physical ailments that she already had, the pressures of maintaining a job that everybody wants you to keep doing, a marriage that's crumbling. So you having to juggle and deal with all of those things, and it just takes its toll to make you spiral out, and it sucks. What are you doing?
I was gonna say a message to the kids. So kids, don't drink alcohol. Just because your mother does it doesn't mean it's okay.
The PSA on the show, we love it.
Straight from the youth down.
Oh man.
Okay, well, I kind of want to keep the same vibe since we are talking about radio life. Again, we're all praying for Wendy that everything,
yes.
She overcomes this. I mean, I've definitely always been a fan. I know had a lot of hate coming our way just because she was so direct and maybe a little bit of a pot stirrer, but she's one of the people that made me want to, Sunday, because it's going to have my own TV talk show because I was very much inspired by her. But let's get back to the radio world because, well, I think we are now coming up on maybe the year anniversary, close to when your departure from the morning hustle. We're getting close? It was like about a year ago.
A year to the week.
Really?
Yeah, the second, right?
I'm so good at this.
Yeah, because I think the Shaq party was like one of the first things I went to, like after
that was the
like
same time.
Yeah, like I just stopped doing it.
Okay, so a year later now, one of the things that what we've read and studied, and you can tell if this is right or not, you left just because for one, negotiation, contract, we couldn't get it done, but for your mental health.
Yes.
All right, so I would like for you to elaborate, but moreover, I want to know, like, how are you feeling now, a year later? Like, how is your mental health now that you're gone?
Mental health is way better because I get to get decent sleep. I used to hear that my children were difficult in the morning. The rumors were true.
I think the term you used was assholes.
Yeah. This one sitting next to me, he has to be to school at 8. 7:40, I had a shower running. I'm like, yo, what are you doing, man?
Hey,
You gonna stink today.
hey, in my defense, my alarm didn't go off. I didn't set it. I forgot to.
That's the
Really
oldest.
late.
That's the oldest.
Should get a book.
You literally have one job, because
Get up, go to school.
Because I don't like to take them every day. Like, I'll take them some days because, like, I be trying to, get certain things done in the morning before I got to go film Dish. So, any, derailment of the train or falling of the domino in the wrong direction kind of,
Alter our
throws the
lives.
trajectory of the day off. So, so I'll be very gruntled and...
That's not supposed to be funny. But I would still be
I
laughing.
got a dark sense of humor too. I will laugh at something. I can find a humor in something terrible.
So, what makes a sketch funny or not funny? Like, what is something that you would look at and be like, okay, this would actually be funny?
I think it's a level of relatability.
Yeah, okay.
And I think a lot of times if something is really funny to somebody and not funny to you, maybe you don't relate.
Yep.
And I can definitely understand that and know what that is. Like Drewski did something the other day, right?
Oh,
And-
king of pussy.
no, it was the work wife one.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
Hey, listen.
I felt that.
That was funny.
I felt that.
He was having a good day up until his wife came to pick one.
Right.
Yo.
Yo. Hey, you know.
When he went in the break room and saw the chick with Donnie, he was like, that's my bitch.
Yeah. I think Drewski is hilarious. Not everybody thinks Drewski is funny.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, I was one of those people who didn't 100% understand it because of the things specifically that I would, because I wasn't seeing the skits. I was just seeing them in things.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, if you say so. You know what I mean? But then when I started seeing more stuff on the timeline, because the algorithm is weird.
Yes, it is.
You know what I
It
mean?
keeps changing.
Changes.
Yo, I follow my son. I never see him. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's what I tell people all the time. Like, even today I was going through stories and I was like, damn, I didn't even realize I still followed you. And they be so far down. It's like, why is this not at the top of my feed?
well, let me tell you what Instagram started doing a few years ago. And me and Instagram have been having...
Yeah, because when you...
I was in jail.
I thought so. Okay.
Instant jail. So a few years ago, and I have a weird skewed thing of time because of the way time works in my head, but Instagram went from showing you everything in real time to showing you things in the order that they feel like they want to show it to you, right? And it got to a point where so many people on the platform were coming up, building the platform up and getting all these followers and then directly marketing to those followers. So then they realized, oh, well, if we add this boost post thing on there,
Yeah.
because if you have 1 million followers and I let you talk to 1 million people at one time, you got too much power.
Yeah.
But what if I can make it to where anytime you talk, if you have 1 million followers, only 20,000 people see it. And if you want to unlock the rest of it, it's kind of like OnlyFans. If you want to unlock the rest of it, pay $5 more or $15 more. And that's whack because that's not how the platform started, and you used us.
Yep.
And then when you get in trouble, you can't reach out. There's nobody you can pick up on the phone and
Nobody
talk to.
you can call.
However, I did talk to a person who said they knew a person that they can call and have pick up. Because I got put in jail one time for 30 days about an anti-bullying post that I made, and they said I was bullying.
See, I feel like it's bots who kind of not navigate, but watch over what's going on. Because I've seen that happen before. I'm like, hold on, that is not what is going on here. Why is this post not doing better? I've been on Instagram long enough to remember when you got to the end of the feed. Before there was an explore page. You would stop and be like, damn, well, that's it. Let me wait.
Me and you like IG settlers. You know what I'm saying? The old West. Yeah, and the other day when I got locked up, so there was a post where I posted where So I'll find some content that I like, and I never just throw up something that I find, right?
Mm-hmm.
I will always add some stuff to it, remix it, make it mine. I saw a video of a lady fighting another lady. One lady had a bat, the other one just had her bones. And so I took that video and then I put the video game health bar at the top of it. And then I gave these people names. I gave the lady with the bat, I gave her the name Batgirl. And I gave the other girl the name Becky with the good hands.
That's hilarious.
And then my caption was, man, this new Street Fighter, mad realistic. Who got next? After like a week and mad views.
Oh, that was so creative.
They
It was so
tagged
creative.
me and said, yo, your video violated, it's bullying. And I'm like, how is it bullying?
I'm not even there.
I'm requesting a review.
Maybe because you called them the names, I guess. That maybe the names they thought was maybe bullying.
Becky with the good hands is a compliment.
Yeah.
Because the way she took them bat hits, like she
like
just
wild.
kept coming. After the first bat hit, I'm going home. But she kept coming.
She felt it. The next day, she felt it for sure.
Forearm shattered.
New pain unlocked.
And that hospital bill must be insane.
Yeah, man.
If it's not in America, then it's probably fine.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate Instagram for all of those reasons.
Okay.
All of those reasons.
It's social media as a whole, man. Even on TikTok, I know people with huge followings who, every time I get on, they're posting. And one lady, she posted something an hour went by, she had no views. And it's like, that's ridiculous. Like, you have a huge following. There's no way you have no views.
Unless she bought them.
No, she
Is
ain't
that
bought
true?
her.
There's a lot of that still be going
No,
on.
not her. She's definitely, all hers is organic.
Okay.
And not saying that I know for a fact, but watching her platform, the way she's built it, she ain't bought none of her views because she doesn't do astronomical numbers. She doesn't have millions of followers. But I'm pretty sure there's some kind of banning. She gets
there's shadow banning.
Yep.
There's content creator suppression.
Yeah.
I didn't know about
There
that
is color favoritism.
Absolutely.
You know, because I used to see a lot of TikTok
Randy,
creators.
shut your mouth.
complain
You
about
know
it.
that's a fact.
No, I'm telling you something. This is like a trend. There's something that you're saying that the Instagram or TikTok
No, TikTok for sure.
it's
Think
a
about it.
hashtag or
When we
something.
create a dance and then white people go do the dance, if you go search the dance, you won't see none of us doing the dance. You'll only see
Yes,
the white
okay.
people actually doing it.
Okay, that's what we're referring to. Got it.
And maybe. Yeah,
Fucking it up.
Really? Yeah, like, you know, like, oh, look at Taylor Swift doing the swag and surf.
Oh my God.
It's like
Swag
it's a swag
and
and surf. Like, you can't add an and to it and call it something new.
God.
Sue everybody.
Bro, how do you feel about that? Because they show Taylor Swift more than the show.
Hey, wait a minute, sir. Let's not do this. Let's
He's just
not.
asking his opinion.
No, I know where Rod is going with this. Listen,
about Taylor Swift?
I'm
I was
from.
asking the man how he felt about Taylor Swift being all over the Chief games. What?
Here's the thing, man. Like, I'm not a Swiftie,
Okay.
but they said the last Super Bowl was the biggest Super Bowl. It was the biggest thing watched ever since the moon landing, which is crazy.
Since the moon
Yeah,
landing?
in
That's what they said.
1964. Yeah.
Who knew that many people had TV or Nielsen? How are we getting these metrics?
I didn't even think about that part.
I think somebody just said that, and it's like it just sounds great. Like, but when you look at the perfect storm that was created, you had all the sister girl honey childs that wanted to see Usher. You had all the football fans who wanted to watch the game.
Absolutely.
And you had all the Swifties who had no idea who was even playing.
Yes.
They just want to see Taylor.
Right. So it created an influx of all these people that would have never been there if it wasn't for all these three elements being
Just
combined
the point.
before. And I don't even know how you can create that perfect, like what combination of things can happen next year
To make
that
it-
can
It'll
contribute.
never, I won't say it'll never happen, but it would have to be something of that magnitude to even come about, to
Yeah.
come up for that.
You gotta hit all the cultures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was huge for, not even for our culture, but for, I guess what you would say, with television history.
You know, it was kind of mid to me.
Yeah.
Well, not even Usher. Like, Usher's
mean the mid?
performance was dope.
No, let's talk
Usher
about it,
killed
because we ain't talking
I got-
about that.
I gotta give him his credit, man. Usher killed that shit. For real, for real.
Yo, and as a person who goes to the circus and hopes that something terrible happens, like, for him to be on those skates
Yeah.
and like maintain his balance the entire time, I was impressed. Because I was like, if there's ever a time that I don't want to see somebody fall on some skates, it's right now. However, if Usher fell while skating,
It's a wrap.
you know, but but now
Entertained.
he maintained his balance. He rocked out, and
But they say he was skating all over the Vegas show.
yeah, so he's a professional.
Yeah, he did that in Atlanta. I thought he got his start here.
But it's a Super Bowl stage. You would think there'd be like one loose cord or some shit. Somebody
loose cord.
trip over like.
ATL2 gonna have Usher in it now.
There's some thick ass confetti that that wasn't really like roll overable. I felt like there was something that would, but no, it made, and he even managed to do his ballads. I didn't think he was gonna be able to get those
I didn't
off.
think he would because it's Super Bowl, it's halftime. Halftime is boom, boom, upbeat, let's do all this. And when he did My Boo, I was like, I was not expecting that of all. So I'm like, I'm probably one of the few people that say the halftime performance was kind of mid. Like, I called it mediocre.
I agree.
Because it didn't hit on all cylinders like it should have. Now, did he come out to the instrumental of My Way? Yes. What he should have done was actually come out to My Way. For people who's been Usher fans, like, I had that CD in 4th grade.
Definitely had that CD.
Like, and he had so many upbeat bangers that he did and could have done, but I think the flow was just a little off. I wouldn't have done no ballads. I would have just tore their mouth out every song.
I would have kept the ballads out of it. Yeah, definitely. What we gonna say?
I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate from this. I didn't really watch the halftime show. Like, I saw a bit of it, but barely any of it.
It's okay, you're not alone.
Usher's not your guy.
Several people didn't, yeah.
But if it was Jake or somebody, he would have been it. Like,
Who was Jake? State Farm.
No, not Jake.
Oh.
This is so like having kids puts me in the flow of information that I wouldn't have been if had I have. So there's this artist named Jake. You know, people are running out of names and letters, right? So he spells his name JVKE.
But it's pronounced Jake.
This nigga's White Drake.
Like,
What?
Minus the raps. It's weird, right? But like, he likable and he got bops. And I saw him perform at Tabernacle.
Oh, word.
Incredible show.
Look at this Jake character.
Incredible show.
Tall.
Yeah, this kid be putting me on like stuff that I would have never like been in the loop on.
Let me write that down.
Oh.
So I remember.
The girl I knew the show with, she's posted about him before, but I didn't know who this was. Okay, yes.
Yeah, like tight stage show, the whole nine. Like everybody in the crowd knew every word except me. Like, but it was a very entertaining show. But yeah, I mean, I can understand what you said about the pacing. But, you know, I know you can only do so much during the Super Bowl halftime, because I even thought Michael Jackson's joint was okay. Because, like, I don't know, I'm a weird Michael Jackson fan. I like Michael and Quincy. And when he performed, if my memory serves me correctly, I think he did a lot of his, like, nigga with a keyboard beat songs. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to hear those.
You want to hear the bangers?
Yeah, I want to hear like the deep bass line, you know, dude with a lit cigarette. You know,
Absolutely. When you're watching the halftime show, like, you're expecting certain things. And I think Usher's song selection, it was good. Not to take anything away from it, especially for Atlanta. It was awesome.
For Atlanta, yes.
For Atlanta, it was awesome. But for somebody who listens to music outside of Atlanta, didn't grow up on just Atlanta music, and are fans of this artist, there was another way to do it. Like, it's halftime. You supposed to be like, this is where we really coming to see the game. Cool. But we coming to see this halftime. It's like a HBCU band. We coming to watch
the band.
Halftime show.
I mean, but my man bought a stripper pole out.
He did?
Like, he took you to Cascade skating rink. I was shocked he didn't do Lovers and Friends.
Yeah.
Because all of you
I knew he wasn't going to do that.
Yeah.
But you did My Boo and Let It Burn, though. Like, how you do those songs and not do Lovers and Friends?
For sure.
Yeah, I would have worked the playlist a little differently, but I called it on those first two songs because I was having a debate with somebody and I was like, what songs you think you're going to do? He said, probably going to come out with You Don't Have to Call and Caught Up. And they're like, no way.
Absolutely.
And he totally started
How do you
those
not?
two songs. I was like, how are we even having this conversation? And then he ended it with, as he should.
As you should.
And what, Ludacris out with the fro? Like, it was always...
enjoyed
That was
that.
2002 Ludacris right there.
But I didn't like how they
Word
came from
of
my
mouth.
girl Alicia, you know, trying to say that her vocals wasn't on point.
I missed it.
I thought it sounded good.
It was just that first part.
Oh, so you caught
It
it.
was like it was the first.
How did it go?
It's just, it was a little squeakiness to it. Like when she started singing, it didn't come out the way it was.
I thought you were gonna like sing it so I can kind of get an understanding.
You don't want your ears blown off.
What was the song she came out to? I forgot.
Huh?
What was the song she came out to?
Some people.
That's exactly how she said it. Like, that was an accurate recreation.
That's too funny.
And like the same way I looked at my phone, I looked at the TV. Like, live?
But she got it. She got it right. She got it
Quickly.
Right.
Oh, Lord.
She heard it too.
All for Usher to hunch on her at the end of the performance. Like,
Hey, yo.
Usher
Let me ask you about that as you know, as a husband, right? Did you think that was inappropriate for him to be, you know, behind her singing it, you know, kind of caressing her ever so lightly?
Okay, as a person who's not a R&B historian,
Your
right?
wife's Alicia Keys. How do you handle it? You put hands on she.
Like at least a shoulder check, right? Hockey style. but in the Mabu video, is this something that they did?
I
Yes,
thought they
it
did.
is.
That's what was
They
exactly
did that
so.
exact thing.
And that's the optics that I'm looking at it at. Because I'm like, yo, how brazen and bold is this man?
Right.
You know, because I know he was doing what he was doing in Vegas.
Yeah.
But, whoa, in front of the whole world. Because I don't think he would do that to Beyonce.
Oh, no, she wouldn't go for that.
Nah, Hov ain't going
Yeah.
for that one.
I don't know. I look at it in that same sense, but also think about it like this: like if your woman is in a movie and there's an intimate scene,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? That's the role she's in, and that's the scene. So it was nothing. You know, it wasn't more to it than a cuddled up. Like that's pretty elementary.
Well,
You came in with the logic that I would know.
Not too much.
Yeah,
Randy,
that's what's up.
Randy did a little movie, and she had a little kissy boo boo scene.
Yep, and you know, it was, it was
so mad.
you know, it was uncomfortable. Even though, like, I told him, and he was still like, you didn't tell me you did that. Yes, I did. He just chose to not listen to that portion, but he wasn't very comfortable. But, I mean, whatever, it's acting. I want nothing more than that.
The art is the art. Like in my acting space, I'm only really trying to do roles where there's like romantic scenes in it.
That's your goal?
Yeah, like it's my loophole.
I can't lie. I think my whole theory to that is so. This is gonna sound really fucked up. Cover your ears, youngin. So when you're doing those movies, like as a man, we know what happens when we get aroused, and it's like, listen. I don't know that I would be able to prevent that. And I know like some actresses can be really awkward or weird about that part. Like, hey, listen, we're acting. You're not supposed to listen. He's got a mind of his own. If the wind blows wrong, I can't tell him what to do. And you don't want to actually, you know, make them uncomfortable in that sense. But hey, I would live for that.
That
Oh, you
intimacy
gotta do
coaches on set to help with that, to kind
That
of.
coach can't tell my.
Well, even to help you feel comfortable.
You have to have a separate conversation.
You do a monster ball with Holly Berry. Boy, stop.
Yeah, like
Ain't nothing you
that-
do about that.
like I've had to be, hey, listen, I'm a method actor. We can do the scene or we can't. But I'm just letting you know how you'll get the best performance out of me. Because we had an interview with somebody the other day, and I believe the name out of it, but because I don't know what's gonna make the air, what's not, right? But like this person, it is a guy, does a lot of sex scenes in the show that he's on,
Oh wow.
and it was almost. It seemed that he was actually appalled that he had to do so many sex scenes on that show. And I'm like,
Valley.
nah.
Euphoria. It's probably Euphoria.
Well, that was the thing I was throwing in there. I was like, yo, because who was my man who played Ralph Tresvant and the New Edition?
Oh, Algie Smith.
Why do I forget his name? That's my man, too.
We've had him.
Yeah, we had him.
Yo,
Shouts out,
when I
Algie.
saw Algie the first time after, like, he was doing Euphoria, I, like, high-fived him. I'm like, yo, bro.
Right. Exactly.
For the culture.
Yeah.
Like, for the culture. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Took her down.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, wow. You know, and I don't know, and I understand, like, everybody operates in a different space. However, as a person who's been in jail relationship for a long time, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to like try to figure out what windows you can climb out of, when you can climb out of said windows. So I live vicariously through other people. So here you are with all this freedom to, man, they have me making love to these beautiful women on camera, and
Please.
and he's not,
Yeah.
glitter posse. He's
No,
not
right.
that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, but I understand. Everybody's wired
You
differently.
know how many
and some
people want to be in your
uncomfortable.
place? You better accept it.
It's city mouse, country mouse thing. I think the grass is always green on the other side.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's a show. He ain't actually hitting nothing. So, like, what's...
I don't know. The proximity in which this person like ends up getting with this person on numerous occasions on said show. It's like we go together now.
They like when we used to stay up late watching Skinemax. Like as I got on, I was like, these motherfuckers ain't doing nothing. What are they doing here? This ain't real thing.
This is missing about 2 X's.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Well, listen, we're gonna go ahead and go to wrap things up, but before we do, we want to know, you talked about, your acting. Do you got any more acting gigs coming up?
Yo, so I did a movie with Dana Dane.
Really?
Not too long ago, and that I know they're in post production now, like editing and put together. So I'm excited about that. There is also some other movie I shot that's in the can. Like I've been going on auditions, like going for things and trying to be not myself and everything. Because if I stand in one place, the phone will ring and it'll be like, "Yo, we need a DJ." and that's cool. And it's dope to know that you occupy that space in people's minds, the way they look at you in that way. They're like, "Yo, we need a guy to play you."
Right.
And so that's great. But I've been working with acting coaches so I can expand the range and the things that people see me, because people think I'm this nice guy. People completely forget that I fought Kimbo Slice Jr. a year ago, right? So
What?
So like, so I can do more than what you think you know me for. Like, oh, he's such a nice guy. No, I play nice on TV, so white people give me their money.
Exactly.
Protect the check at all costs. You know what I mean? Like, there's a fine line between like being militant and being, I don't want to throw no black man under the bus. It's still the tail end of the blackest dude. However, my man who hosts America's Funniest Home Videos. Like, this, like, as long as you ain't doing that.
Yeah.
For the man, and you still know who you are. Yeah, but there's a way to like not nigga your way out of a check.
Yes.
But still keep it a buck in the truck. So like, I want to expand those boundaries and show people what I'm capable of doing beyond the DJ space. I want to be in a horror movie. I want to die in a horror movie.
You would have been, why? Black person always die.
No.
I don't want to die in the beginning.
Okay, not the beginning.
I want to die like almost in the end, where like you almost thought I was gonna make it.
That's the worst one. You like, dang.
Those hit the hardest.
It hurts.
Yeah, but Black, we don't have to die all the time no more. I mean, LL survived the Shark movie.
He did.
Busta Rhymes survived the Halloween movie.
Busta Rhymes was talking all types of shit to Michael Myers. That must have been written in the contract strong. Busta cannot die. He was finger poking. Don't you understand, Duke?
Go back to the front. And that nigga like Spliff Star. Go back to the front.
Good horror movie idea. Ice Cube. He's a killer. But my brain stopped working.
It's passionate.
Time to go night.
Authenticity.
But yeah, like, so horror movies, romantic comedies, I play somebody's best friend.
I can definitely, that's a great, I can see that.
Yeah, I had a humbling call the other day. I was talking to like a casting agency, and they're like, "Yo, so like, what do you see yourself doing in the acting space?" Like, yeah, like, I want to be like the best friend in a comedy, like a romantic comedy. I want to do action. I want to do like, I did like 7 things. And they're like, "Yo, no, you have to pick 1 or 2 things that you want to be good at."
Oh, wait, no, I meant 50 Cent. I meant 50 Cent, sorry. I meant 50 Cent.
It's too late. Like, 2 things that you want to be good at and go from there. But it's hard for me to do that because I feel like, why limit yourself?
Right.
You can do it all, but you do have to start somewhere. Yeah. So now that I understand the assignment, I'm going to start somewhere. So.
There we go.
Okay, so acting. Okay, that's more the focus these days.
No, it's just some of the focus.
Okay,
because I want to do everything. So acting,
we just talked about
acting, stand up.
Okay.
Microdose the EP coming out, more shows. I'm doing a bunch of stages at South by Southwest this year, and talking to the people in some way that's not me going to a radio station every morning and talking to the people, whether it's a podcast from the comfort and safety of my own home, or whatever.
What about Dish Nation? Don't you kind of do that there?
Still do Dish Nation. Well, Dish Nation is a show that we film and then we leave when we're done filming it. And I could do stuff on that set if I wanted to.
Okay.
But, there's a power in having your own space, and I'm gonna do it today at 9 because that's how I feel. That kind of thing. So
you think you're completely done with radio?
I don't think that I'm completely done, but like, Imagine, right, like, if you was a slave, right?
Yeah.
For like, I don't know, 100 years, but you take care of yourself, so you're still alive, right? You still got energy in you, right? And you like experience about a year or two of freedom. And they'd be like, yo, you want to be a slave again?
Okay.
No.
And you're like, no. I enjoy the freedom that I'm having.
Absolutely.
It would have to be the right circumstances.
Yeah.
Because I do love radio as a medium, and I love to be able to communicate with people in a way that makes them feel seen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I like to represent for the people who feel like their types of opinions aren't always heard. Because, like, I don't always say what everybody, I'm not always in the flow of what everybody's saying or thinking, and it's good to be able to represent for the 5%. Because sometimes I would tell jokes that nobody in the room got, but I would run into somebody at Walmart or Target and be like, yo, when you said such and such, no one got it, but I did, and it's for them. It ain't for everybody. It's for the 5% or so who can relate, you know what I mean? And that's what the hardest part about doing stand-up is.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, you could tell the same joke in one room and tell the same joke in another room, and you will be paid in crickets.
So in doing stand-up, like, has Ricky given you any advice? Like, you still tapped in with Ricky?
We used to talk about comedy back in the day, and the biggest takeaway I think he gave me was do things that people remember. And, you know, and he was masterful at doing things that people remember. Because when you say Rickey Smiley's name, you think Bernice Jenkins, you think Lil Darryl, all these characters that he came up with, prank phone calls. So he carved out a niche, and that's something that, you know, even without him telling me, it's something that I've always tried to do in the rap space. Because I would do shows, especially when I was living in Dallas, like, I ain't gonna just get up there and rap. Like, there was one time I had them bring me out in a coffin, and it was like we did like a mock cemetery for a mock funeral for hip hop. And this was before Nas was even on that hip hop is dead shit. Like, and I have the video still. It's grainy. It looked like it was shot on a pine cone. It was like 1 megapixel. Like, you know. But I would always try to do stuff at my shows that no one who was opening or going on after me would do. Yeah. So you remember that one show where HeadKrack did the blah 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 blah. So there's so many parallels that are relatable from music to comedy. Yeah. And so I always ran with that. But Ricky really, you know, like cemented that down. Far as like these, I haven't talked to Ricky in about a year. Okay. I think the last time I talked to Ricky was at his son's funeral. And that, you know, like, and I can't even imagine.
That was crazy.
You wouldn't even see me no more if something happened to any of my boys. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, there were parts of time where like I felt a certain way about not hearing from him after I left the business.
I was wondering that. I'm glad you
But here's the thing. I left the job. You lost a son.
That's no comparison.
You can't compare the two.
No comparison.
You know, so I don't even hold it against dude. You know what I mean? At the end of the day.
Honestly, I thought that's where you were headed when you left the other situation. I was like, oh, you probably gonna link back up with Ricky.
Yeah, the problem with that is it's still with the same company. Yeah. And I have a very weird list of demands as to what I would do. Would have to be done for me to return to that company. Yeah. And one of them involves a rooftop fist fight. And I don't think that
was the contract dispute. That was the contract dispute, literally.
Because like there's some assholes who shouldn't be allowed to direct people or allowed to be in charge of other people because everything that you try to do failed. Now you want to sprinkle your disdain dust on people who still have hope, glimmer, and twinkles in their eye. And I'm not your Huckleberry. You know what I mean? And you know, as a civilian.
I see you.
Hopefully we're never in the same place.
Get the real HeadKrack.
Well, it's been great, man. I absolutely have enjoyed having you here today. When Randy said we were having you this week, I was like, this should be interesting. And it's been nothing less than
Yo, I had a good old time. No, I'm scared to look at my watch because it was so fun. I'm sure the time moved by very fast. And the energy has been dope. And just thank you so much for allowing me to come through and talk and entertaining me and my little young one. Right
Absolutely, anytime.
I'm glad you pulled up. I'm really surprised. I mean, I'm not surprised, but I'm glad you did because this is the first time I literally asked her, hey, can you come? And you said yes. I was like, well, damn it, Randy, you should have did this a year ago.
Who are these people that tell you no?
I mean, I don't.
Some people get a little. I'm working on a rapper right now, and I can't get their manager to reply to me.
That's more what it is, lack of response.
And that's the thing.
Hum they song.
Hum a song?
Hum they song.
Shit, she got plenty of time. I'll just tell you, I haven't told them, but I'm working on getting Crit.
Oh.
Big Crit?
Yeah.
Crit bring your ass?
Yeah, I'm working on Crit, and I know. So I worked with his brother.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was trying to get that. I could have give you Rudy information.
Well, I got Dutch's information.
I was about to say, is this what you calling?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I checked the number, cross-referencing.
All right, cool.
I've sent a couple emails, and I've had the number, but I'm trying to get them in for sure. Yeah. So them and a couple other people, we work.
Yo, from your mouth to the universe and back, Crit will probably be sitting where I am. Talking that talk, man. Like Crit is one of my favorite artists, man.
Absolutely.
And when we was talking earlier about art, so many dope artists that sometimes you forget.
Yeah.
So many dope artists.
Yeah.
Like he's one of those people that when I do hear a song by him again, I was like, oh yeah, hell yeah, you know? Because like some people are so overexposed, to where like, damn, not again.
Yeah.
Like, some people are like, oh, welcome back.
Yeah.
That run after I graduated college and he was just putting out music, I was like, man, listen, that was my life.
Yeah, man. Hip hop as a culture has so many gems in it. So many gems.
Including you, HeadKrack.
Absolutely.
I'm just happy to be here. I hope when y'all hear Microdose, if you didn't even know that I rapped, I hope I'm at least in your conversation of. Yo, what up, Szn7 HeadKrack? Listen, when I ain't opening them value pack mailer things that come in my mail, I'm chilling with black, educated, and broke. Hashtag, but not for long, with my good people, Randy, Ron, and Indy. Pull up!